This is the game changer, okay? This is also one more step that changed the way I look at goals and goal setting.
Whoa, oh, oh. Da, 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 oh, oh, oh. Da, 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 da. Making our Christmas memories.
What's up everyone, welcome to Vlogmas Day 22. Today's video is something I know all of you have been really waiting for, and that is to set your 2021 goals. So I'm going to talk all about how you can set good goals and also how you can set actionable steps to achieve those goals, because literally guys, there is no point of setting new year goals and new year resolutions and just sitting back on your chair and expecting 2021 to fold out the way you had imagined in your dreams while you were setting those goals. That is simply not how life works. Other than also telling you guys on how you can set good goals, I will also be taking you through how you can actually go through achieving all of those goals, okay? Or at least come as close to those goals as you possibly can. So if you're interested in slaying 2021, then please continue watching. First off, okay, before we even start with setting goals, it's super important that you actually reflect and review the previous year, that is the year 2020, since we're in that year. Wow, why did I have to explain that? This might sound like a tedious task to do, but I can't even tell you how important this is. I was someone who never reflected on their previous year's goals and resolutions. I would literally reach a new year and I'd be like, oh wow, this year sucked. Oh, it's okay, next year onwards I'll do this, I'll do that. It was always the same cycle. And then I realized that it was actually due to my lack of reflecting and reviewing of my previous year that I was unable to even set good goals and achieve them and combat any difficulties that came with those goals. For example, I've been setting a standard goal of getting fitter, but I've never been able to achieve those, and that's simply because I failed to look at all the personal obstacles that I face while trying to achieve that goal. So if your goal has been for a while to, I don't know, lose weight, gain weight, become stronger, get fit, but you failed to do that all these years, you have to look back and see why you never went through with that goal. What was stopping you from achieving it? So when you look back into all of these problems that you faced, you can come up with solutions for the next year. So I know the past 3 years of setting a fitness goal for me, it did not work. Now when I go back into my planner and see what were my goals, so if I want to be fit in 2021, I'm actually going to see why didn't I stick to a particular workout routine this year. So you have to ask these questions to yourself and find solutions for them. Only then can you move ahead for the next year goals and set goals accordingly, set action plans accordingly, and set habits and routines accordingly. Okay, don't worry, I know it sounds too much now, but I will be breaking it down step by step later on in the video. I actually took a blank page of my planner and wrote down the biggest challenges of 2020. So for me, it's easier that way. I can just go point by point. And don't worry, even if you haven't written down a list like this for 2020, you can just take a notebook and a pen and just jot down stuff that you feel like you wanted to achieve but you could not achieve, and just free-flowing thoughts of why you felt like those goals could not be achieved. Okay, I know I spoke a lot about reflecting on 2020, but it is an important step to goal setting for the next year. Now coming to the actual goal setting, okay? Number one that you have to do, and that I will be doing as well, is to visualize. Now what do you visualize? It sounds like a very broad concept, and it is. I'm specifically talking about visualizing your life 5 years from now. Now, I know it sounds like a daunting task, but I'm not asking you to, write down your 5-year goals. Trust me, even I don't know my 5-year goals yet. 1-year goal hi bahut badi baat hai mere liye. I'm just asking you to close your eyes for 5-10 minutes and just visualize 5 years from now. Are you turning 22? Are you turning 20? Are you turning 30, 35, 28, whatever that number is? Where do you think you will be in your life? Do you think you will be working at a corporate job? Do you think you will have your own business? Do you think you will be an artist? Do you think you will be married? Do you think you will have a lot of money? Do you think you will be traveling a lot? Just what do you see yourself doing? Where do you see yourself? With whom do you see yourself? Are you living in an expensive mansion, or are you in a very cute cottage in Switzerland? Come on guys, it's your imagination and there is no end to it, okay? It's what you want from your life. And have fun with this process. Be as detailed as you can. So you have your 5-year vision of yourself, where you see roughly yourself in 5 years, okay? Maybe you're in a different country. Now let's say you are in a different country in your 5-year vision. Now bring it down to your 1-year vision, okay? So 1 year is of course your 2021 vision. What in your vision of 2021 can you do to align with your 2025 vision? If I am seeing myself in a different country in the year 2025 and I'm working remotely at a cafe, probably running my own business, what can I visualize in 2021 for that to happen? So we are reverse engineering here, right? So yeah, this is of course specific to a hypothetical situation that I created, but for you, what is that 5-year vision and how you can break it down to a 1-year vision? Now the third step is the step where you set 1 to 3 big goals, okay? If you are new to goal setting and probably have never followed through any of the resolutions and goals that you've set for yourself in the past, maybe you can start with just one big goal, okay? Just hyper focus on one goal, because you're more likely to get that done than set 3 big goals and not get anything done, okay? Now, when I set goals, I always make sure that it is a SMART goal. SMART is an abbreviation. I think many of you probably know that. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. You can't just say, I want to lose weight. You have to say, I want to get to 20% body fat percentage, or I want to get down to 50 kgs or 60 kgs or whatever that is to you. If my goal is to hit 1 lakh followers on Instagram, it may not be achievable for me, because I have to be practical and think, okay, for the past so many years, I've only grown this much, and now my current growth is, let's say, 100 followers per day. So how much can I exponentially grow? 1 lakh followers may be too much of a stretch. Of course, it's still not impossible. You still have to work for growth, but you also have to make sure it's achievable, where you're not overwhelmed by your goal, but also not make it itna chota goal that it does not even scare you. I feel your goals have to scare you a tiny bit, because otherwise you're not pushing yourself enough. And relevancy, that is very important, because okay, let's say my goal is to have my own successful business 5 years from now, and next year I want to at least start my business. So how is this growth on Instagram going to be relevant to my business? Maybe my Instagram account is going to be business focused, and I'm going to talk more about the products I'm going to sell, eventually growing my business as well. So it is correlated in a way, and that makes sense. So just make sure that whatever goal you're setting is very specific and can be measured, has to be practical and achievable, is relevant to your 5-year and 1-year vision, and it also needs to have a time frame. Which brings me to the next point, that is to break down your 1-year goal to quarterly goals. We are reverse engineering from your 5-year vision, 1-year vision, 1-year SMART goals to your quarterly SMART goals. This is basically the same thing as the previous step, but quarterly means 3 months and you have 4 quarters in a year. Now that you know your 1-year goals, you have to break them down into quarterly goals, just so that you can actually keep reviewing and reflecting every quarter of the month and see if you're going in the right direction of your 1-year goal. This is something I never used to do before, but since I've done that, it's brought in the biggest change in my life, and I'm sure it'll be as effective for you as it was for me. This is the game changer, okay? 1-year goals sab log karte hain, but not everyone breaks down their 1-year goals to quarterly goals. So taking the same hypothetical example of you wanting to start your own business in the next year, how can you break it down further into quarterly goals? So maybe in the first 3 months till March, I'm just going to do my market research and my product research, and then in the next quarter, I will focus on sourcing the products or making the products, whatever that business is to you. Then the third quarter, I could focus on getting the production and the distribution thing figured out. In the final quarter, I could launch my product. So you see how helpful that breaking down of 1-year goal is and how actionable it is, right? You can do the same with your fitness goals, with your study goals. Make sure you separately break down each of your 3 goals into quarterly goals. This step is going to bring in such a huge change to your goal setting process. Now, I know this entire process is a long process, okay? It's not going to be like 1 hour you sit and you set your 3 goals and you're like, wow, next year I'm going to achieve this. That does not do anything, to be very honest. You have to spend a lot of time and thought into this, okay? And make sure you write it down. There is literally no point of you thinking of all your quarterly goals, yearly goals, 5-year vision. You have to jot down everything. So your reflection, you're going to jot it down. Your visualization, you're going to jot it down. Your 1-year SMART goals, you're going to jot it down. And of course, your quarterly goals, you are going to jot it down as well. Of course, you don't have to jot it down in your planner yet. I would suggest just jot it down roughly in your notebook or even on your computer. And then when you're finally happy with your goals and your action plan, that's when you can go about jotting it down in your planner. Step 5 is another game changer that should be very obvious when it comes to goal setting, but unfortunately not many people do this, and that is to set an action plan for your goals or set a blueprint for your goals. This is also one more step that changed the way I look at goals and goal setting. So now that you have your quarterly goal as well, we are going to break it further down and see what are the actions that you can take in each quarter to achieve your 1-year goal. Now, this is where your Kanban board, your planners, your bullet journals, your Asana, all of that comes in the picture, okay? If you're completely clueless as to what the heck did I just say, I have done a detailed video about different planning tools that I use, and I would love for you guys to check it out as well. I will link that video here. Please make sure you watch that, because I have spoken more in detail about different tools like Kanban planning, which will be very helpful, especially when it comes to quarterly goals, but even using planners, to-do list, weekly checklist, all of that I've mentioned in that video. To make it much simpler, let's say your quarterly goal is to lose 2 inches, 3 inches from your waist, okay? Just a very hypothetical example. Since I know many of you might have fitness related goals, I'm just going with this. So what can your action plan be? Of course, since it is fitness, it has to do with exercise and your diet. So this is where you broadly categorize those actions. So maybe meal planning could be one of the actions, gym workouts could be one of the actions, doing Sunday yoga could be one of the actions. So that could be part of your blueprint, part of your action plan for that quarter, and mention that in your Kanban board, mention that in your planner, mention that in your bullet journal. Whatever your means of planning is, make sure you do jot it down or put it somewhere where you can see. Now in the last step, you will be going to the most minute details of the action plan that you've made for yourself, and that is to set your daily, weekly, monthly habits and routines. So you see how we started from your vision, which is at the top, right? Then you slowly brought it down to your goals, and then you brought it down to your quarterly goals, and then you brought it down to your action plan of those quarterly goals, and now you're finally going to bring it down to the smallest but the most important aspect of goal setting and achieving those goals, which is your habits, your daily habits. So now that you know that you have to plan your meals, you have to do exercise, you have to do your Sunday yoga, how are you going to bring all of those things to your daily routine or your weekly routine? What habits are going to promote you towards doing that action, towards achieving that quarterly goals and eventually achieving that yearly goal? If I want to lose 2 inches of my waist, so my daily habits and my weekly habits, I could probably think of, okay, maybe Sunday could be my meal prep Sunday, where I'm just making home cooked healthy food, taking count of my macros and my calories. So that is part of your weekly routine. Daily could be, of course, waking up in the morning and going to the gym, or habits like taking the steps instead of taking the lift. You know, the smallest of habits can literally bring a big change by the end of the year. So what are those habits for you? What are the things that you can do daily in your routine or weekly in your routine that will promote you to take action towards that quarterly goal? So basically, your vision, your goals and action have to be aligned, which is why we started at the top with vision, and now we're finally at the bottom of habits, which is the foundation of everything. And every quarter you have to constantly go back and see if your actions are aligned to your vision, or if your habits are aligned to your action. You have to constantly check on these 3 things and whether they are aligned for you or not. So yeah, that's how I would go about setting my goals, reflecting on my previous goals, and actually taking action towards achieving my 2021 goals. I hope it helped you guys. Please do give this video a big thumbs up if it does help you out in any way, and comment down below if you have any questions or what was your favorite point that you took out from this video. And if you want to see more content like this, then make sure you are subscribed to my channel and click on the bell icon so that you don't miss out on any of my future Vlogmas videos. I know it's ending, but of course content does not stop on my channel just because Vlogmas is over. So if you still want to support my channel, then make sure you are subscribed. And if you want to stay further connected to me, then make sure you follow me on my Instagram. I'm pretty active there. I personally wanted to share my own goals and my own action plan with you all, but unfortunately due to time constraints because of Vlogmas, I still haven't gotten time to sit and just reflect on everything. I do have an idea of what my goals are going to be, but it's still not set in stone where I want to like announce it and share it with you all yet. I will be following the exact process that I shared with you all, doing my own goal setting. I hope even you guys are as excited about 2021 as I am. I am super stoked and pumped and can't wait to bring in more exciting content for 2021. Anyways, I will see you in tomorrow's Vlogmas Day 23. Till then, stay happy, positive and blessed. Bye.
Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories.